So hello, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for making time this afternoon. Thanks for that introduction, Shearing. That's me. As Shearing mentioned, I have been doing this for a long time. I used to be in film and video, but then I saw YouTube and Twitter in 2007 and fell in love. And I've been doing it since then. The thing I particularly love about these sites is that they're free. So we're going to be talking today about a free use of Instagram. If you want to advertise on Instagram, you may, but they are very expensive compared to other social boosts. Facebook is remarkably affordable in terms of giving yourself a little boost in how much exposure you get. I find that Instagram is expensive. LinkedIn is expensive as well. So you're welcome to use Instagram. They have a full as an advertising platform. You know, if you're Ann Taylor, if you've got products, particularly clothing products and housewares, those are the kind of things that people tend to click through on Instagram because it's primarily a visual medium. So if you've got something that looks good and that people are shopping for on a daily basis, something they always need, like a handbag or a new sweater or a great mixing bowl, then yeah, by all means, it's worth investigating whether an advertising strategy might be good for you. But today we're going to talk about how to do it organically, how to do it for free, just by using Instagram effectively, by marketing effectively. So you'll notice the little blank face on this slide. And that's the sure sign that somebody has an account, but they're not committed. They're not actually using it. They could be lurking, but they're not actually present and accounted for. So the primary thing to make sure is that you are there, you are present, you are visible. This is about promoting a business or a service or your own art form or your own profession if you're a consultant or an artist. So you definitely want to be as fully present as the site allows you to be. You want to maximize your account's value. You want to take advantage of everything that you can to promote yourself, to be visible, to get found by the people you want to get found by. You want to make sure that what you're doing isn't just picking up your phone and taking cute pictures and posting them on Instagram. It's a waste of time unless what you're posting is part of a content strategy that is directed toward helping you achieve your specific marketing goals. So first of all, you want to address your own specific marketing goals to determine whether Instagram can help you achieve them. And then you want to take advantage of all of the features that you can, obviously. So Instagram is your most attractive social network. It's not your most efficient. Your most efficient is LinkedIn. It's not your most instantly communicative. That's obviously Twitter. It's not your most welcoming. That's your Facebook community, which is an earned community. But it is attractive because what it is a series of pictures passing by, pretty pictures, funny pictures, great pictures, your friends' pictures, and you can scroll through it really quickly. Remember when you used it today? How much time did you actually spend on it? How did you approach it? Did you do searches or were you just thumbing through to see what popped up? That's how most people use it, but 2 billion people do per month. So that is very, very compelling. It was the most downloaded app in the last 3 months of 2021, the most downloaded app. 62% of its users are between 18 and 34. So if you're going for a young audience, it's definitely the site you want to be on. 59% of its users log in daily. That's an impressive statistic. 70% of Instagram users do follow at least one brand. So people on Instagram are not brand aversive if the brand is posting cool stuff. Engagement rate, surprisingly, is highest with carousels when you have a series of a couple of pictures in a row, still pictures. Video does extremely well, obviously, but carousels seem to be the highest always, possibly because of the surprise element. They're fun. They're instantly interactive. You're changing pictures to see what comes next. 11 o'clock appears to be the best time to post on every day. That is when you get the maximum exposure and engagement. And Tuesday, statistically, is the best day to post. Now, with all of these, it depends on who you are and what your business is. The example I always use, you've heard it before if you've heard me give another webinar, is if you're a mommy blogger and you're talking about childcare, your audience isn't available till after 7:30 p.m. when they put the kids to bed. So, keep in mind, if you're a jazz musician or you're a jazz club, your people are not awake at 11 in the morning. So you have to know your own audience too. But in general, 11 o'clock is the sweet spot. And Tuesdays gets the highest engagement. The median engagement rate, and this is one of the reasons why Instagram is so attractive, is almost 1%. which is way higher than Facebook, 5 times higher than Facebook, and astronomically higher than Twitter's engagement rate. By engagement, it means people who actually click on it to see more, like it, share it, or respond to it. Doesn't mean people aren't seeing your posts on the other ones, but it means they don't stop and interact somehow. And this is a fun graphic over here on the left, a fun graph to take a look at when you get a second, because it shows you the engagement rate of people in different industries. They vary wildly. It's remarkable that higher education to me is the highest. I think that's exciting. Home decor is surprisingly smaller than hotels and resorts. I would think it would be higher. Retail is surprisingly low. Sports is high. So it's just fun to kind of get alcohol is high. So it's kind of fun just to see that. But remember, that's strictly in terms of engagement. It's not exposure necessarily. This is the percentage of US internet users who use it as of January 2018, which is kind of old, but the statistics tend to be consistent this way. So you see that the more disposable income people have, the more likely they are to be on Instagram, which tells you that if you have a product that you are trying to sell, there are users on Instagram with disposable income who are available. Whereas on Snapchat, you might be talking to a lot of teenagers who don't have as much disposable income. On the other hand, teens are very, very present on Instagram. They were mainly on Snapchat a few years ago, but I haven't found any more recent data. I'm sure Instagram has eaten up some of that bandwidth for Snapchat, because it was Snapchat that it deposed as the most downloaded app in the late 2020 statistics. So just know that that's where you find teens if those are your targets. So it's a very attractive social network. One, because people are on it every day. Two, people are responsive. Three, you see great pictures, you see fun stuff. But it's statistics from the male demographic, for instance. I think this was as of 2021, is only 30%. It skews more toward women overall globally. Only 25% of people who live in rural areas are on Instagram. Only 21% when these statistics were figured, and again, I think these are only about a year old, of 50 to 64-year-olds are using it actively, only a fifth. Only 36% of folks who haven't completed college. So, or 30% of folks in lower income ranges. So for instance, if you've got farm products that you're trying to sell to farmers who are eking out a living with, a depressed market, chances are they're not on Instagram. That's not the way to reach them. It might be, you only need a couple of really good leads and really good connections, but it's good to know how it skews. It skews higher income, it skews higher education, and it skews younger. So identify your target and see if they're on Instagram. And again, these are statistics, but the smartest way in my mind to do any research, do any market research, is to decide who your competitors are or who your groups or people or companies are, and just go see what they're doing. See who's following them, see what engagement they're getting, see what they're posting, how it works for them. Do your market research that way. For instance, we were talking earlier about a translation company. Look at all the other translation companies. What are they doing online? What's working for them? What are people responding to? Who are the people responding? What age group do they seem to be in? So you do your best research by stalking the competition. It's public. So there is an algorithm, obviously, with Instagram, just as there is with every social site, because there's so much content, it can't possibly show you everything. You would drown. So what it tries to do is select out what it thinks, the same way Google does its SEO, the same way Facebook's algorithm works, is it notes what you have, the computer, an algorithm is just a computer program. It notes what you have liked in the past. It notes who you have liked in the past. It notes who your friends are liking, and it puts together something that it thinks you will like best. It shows you things by people whose posts you've liked in the past or companies you've liked in the past. It shows you things that lots of your friends are liking. So every like, every comment alerts the algorithm to feature you more prominently and more frequently when you post. Here's an example from, oops, sorry about that. That was an example from yesterday from Immigrant Heritage Week, which is this week, everyone, from the mayor's office. And it had 53 likes, which is why it popped up in a company Capital's feed, obviously, because it was getting a lot of attention. And it's it's an account that a company Capital frequently shares and interacts with. The algorithm features, once again, once people start liking something and commenting on it, here are two shots with cute babies, always winners. There's our mayor. That's one of his highest scoring still photos ever on Instagram. We got 305 likes because hashtag cute baby. And there's Rihanna with her beautiful baby, and she got 12.8 thousand likes. And donuts. When I just did a search, a hashtag search for donut post, the first donut in the top post got 3,863 likes because people like donuts and they're following that feed. And here is a post on Barack Obama's feed where he's congratulating our newest justice, and it got close to 1 million likes. And that's why I saw it in my feed, because the more action there is, the more prominent it becomes. So because they are algorithm driven, it's important to understand the algorithm and make it work for you. But the primary thing, as I mentioned before, in terms of having a plan, is to know what your overall business objectives are, and then determine which social platforms, in this case, can Instagram help you support those business objectives. So I like to break down the business objectives into immediate, like a company capital has an event on Monday. It's our annual Immigrant Heritage Week Awards. I hope everyone RSVPs for it. That's an immediate goal. A short-term goal could be something you're building towards 6 months from now. You want to build awareness about a program you're about to roll out. And long-term is where you see yourself in the future, or if you've got a long-term goal for your business. If you're an internet startup, it might be to get bought out. So once you've identified for your overall marketing strategy what these goals are, then you take a look and see how Instagram can help you. If you don't have many followers, then an immediate goal obviously is going to fall on deaf ears. If you suddenly decide you're going to have a soft opening for your business on Monday, but you've got no followers, you're in an empty forest, basically, and nobody's going to see the post. My strategy there is to send emails to all your best friends with a link and say, please like this for me. That's one way of doing it. That's always one way of doing it on social, to go analog with email or the telephone and just build up some support from allies you have in the real world and say, I need help with this. Can you help me by liking the post, to stimulate the algorithm to start showing it to more people? That is the key to virality, basically. You know, if you get 10 people to like something right away, it gooses the algorithm. If 10 more people pile on, it geometrically expands. So asking people by phone, or there's nothing wrong with doing that if you want to get some action going on one of your posts. But if you have a new account, it's probably not going to be helpful for you in the short term for immediate goals, because you need to build up that network first. So once you've established what your goals are, and the next step is to come up with a content strategy that will help you use Instagram effectively. So here are the ways you can use Instagram to grow your business. And these are pretty much, these are across the board. All of these social sites help you with these. They let people know what you do, who you are, what you do. What is the essence of your business? And that is branding. That's letting people know what you do. And it also helps with search, because the more you describe your business with keywords, the more you turn up in search. It allows you to do research. Social media is full of people telling the truth. It tells you what your current clients and customers, or what potential clients and customers are saying, what they're asking for, what they need. If somebody says, where can I find a taco? And you've got a taco, like, there you go, instant free research. So it's a great way to do research about demand, about areas that you could be moving into, where people have a pain point or have a need, who might need your services because of something they have coming up. So use it to do research. You don't even have to have followers. This stuff is all public. So you can spend all the time you want on Instagram doing market research, if that's the most important thing you think it can contribute to your overall marketing goals. The classic use obviously is PR. Which is to tell people what you're doing in this moment, what just happened, what you're about to do, what's coming up. That's PR. And ideally, it's also word of mouth, because as people share it for you, they're sharing it for you. And that's word of mouth marketing. It also helps you with new business development, obviously, to get found by people who need what you are doing. That's just classic marketing. Here's what I've got. Here's who it's for. This is the benefit for you. And that overlaps with search and branding, obviously. And then find people with whom you have synergies, networking. We've all, met folks, even if we haven't met them in real life, we become internet buddies with people whose feeds we just like and whose point of view we like. Also, who may have a need that you can satisfy, or may have a product that can help you in your manufacturing or in your business, whatever you do. So it's a great way to find commonality, find synergies, find potential partners, find potential supporters for your business. And also, and probably most importantly, customer service. Taking care of your current customers, keeping them warm, making sure their needs are met, making sure they're happy is one of the smartest moves any business can make. So here's an example of branding. This is Queen's Chamber. I hope Jacqueline's here to see us doing a shout out to Queen's Chamber. This is their Instagram about information. This is who they are, and they've done a perfect job of branding. In the first place, their name. They've covered the who, what, where, why, when, how, the classic reporter questions. The name, their Instagram handle is Queen's Chamber of Commerce. Can't get any better than that. Avoid trying to be like Happy Queen 305 if you've got a cupcake business. Be Cupcakes by Happy Queen. Tell people in your Instagram name who you are and what you do. If you're an individual, if you're a provider, if you're a professional who does consulting, obviously your own name. It's better to be your own name than to be your company name if you are a sole proprietor, because people want to do business with people. If you're Starbucks, then you want to be Starbucks. If you're Queen's Chamber of Commerce, you want to be Queen's Chamber of Commerce. So they're doing that right. Their name is spelled out correctly, and they have described themselves elegantly. The premier business advocacy organization, Queens, New York, is who we are. We educate, advocate, and provide networking opportunities for our members. There it all is. You know exactly who they are, and if they've got something you need or want, or why you should be following them. And then they've got a link. You always want to have a link to something so people can contact you. One of the reasons why it's not the strongest social media platform for marketing is that you can only, unless you pay, unless you're a big store like Starbucks or like Ann Taylor, you only get one link. You can't have links in your individual posts unless you pay for them, unless you go for the business account. Then you can have your individual skirt or your individual coffee have a little link where you can go right to that on your site. But for normal users who are using it for free, that's the only link you get. So Queen's Chamber is wisely using Linktree, and we're going to take a look at that in a few minutes for everyone who doesn't know what it is. But generally what goes there is your website. Or if you don't have a website, if you're an individual, it could be your LinkedIn link. Make it your most effective link. I just wanted to point out, the globe, obviously. The World's Fair. If that doesn't say Queens, I don't know what does. So they're not only branding effectively with their words, but they've got a picture that immediately communicates the borough. So that's very effective branding. So this is your opportunity to communicate visually, verbally, and with key messaging what you do and why someone needs you. And here's a company capital. We went for the straight up logo. And one of the reasons for that is because we rebranded recently. So we're still trying to remind people, even though it's been a while, just keep that, that branding going so people start to recognize us. High impact investment in hardworking immigrants and refugees in New York City. Okay, place, people, what? Obviously, not only immigrants and refugees, but that is one of the focuses. So that's a key focus. Click link to RSVP for our IHW Awards, Immigrant Heritage Week Awards. Here's an example of an immediate goal. And so what we've done is we've changed the URL right there. Instead of the website, it takes you right to the register for the event. So that's an immediate goal use of Instagram. And telegraph who you are with your choice of images. So that's the company capital on the left. You see a lot of happy clients, and you see a couple of businesses, and you see an immigrants are essential thing from the city of New York. So you get a visual sense of what we're about. We're not selling cupcakes. And Queens too, you get a real sense that this is a service organization that's taking care of business in Queens. Almost every one of them says Queens. They show happy people at business networking events. They show upcoming events. So that is a very clear branded strategy. We know right away looking at it who they are and what they do. A lot of people wonder about how much fun you should have with your business account, if you should be sharing personal things. The formula I've always used is 10%, that 90% of what you post should be on brand about your business and sharing value to the people that you provide services to. 10% can be about what makes you an individual that it's fun to do business with. So that could be, you're out to lunch, this is your dog, this is a charity you support, but keep it to 10%. You really want to stay on brand, and you want to make sure that that 10%, whatever it is, does not in any way interfere with your branding. If your branding is about something beautiful, don't post anything ugly. Post your cute dog, not your dog looking a mess. So just keep it on brand, even though it's personal, but about 10%. Okay, so search as well, not only branding, but it helps with search. So just a quick note here, I did a search for hashtag Queens restaurants. These all turned up. So if you're a Queens restaurant, you want to turn up here, you want to use that hashtag. And you also want to use the two words Queens and restaurants. Do some hashtag research. Hashtags are search terms. I know people abuse them, but fundamentally, this is how you want to use them. If I want to find a real estate agent in Queens, I'm going to search for this hashtag. So if you are a real estate agent in Queens, or if you're an IT provider, or if you're a translation service, use the hashtags that are appropriate to your field so that when somebody does do this search, you pop up. So all of these people used that, and that's why they're successfully in the top results. PR, what are you doing right now? I like to do this 3 times with any social site when it's gracefully possible. Post in advance. What are you going to do next week? Looking forward to going to the conference on, looking forward to seeing everybody at the something or other, looking forward to launching our new product. So that's in advance. When it's happening right now, join us, we're blank, blank, blank. It's here, our new face cream is here. And then a couple of days later, you can use it one more time. So great to see everybody at the conference last week. Great to see people in real life. Thanks to everyone who turned out for opening. Thanks to all of our customers, whatever it is. Do it once before, once at the time, and once after. This is PR. This is your news. So this is Momo crawls in big annual Queens events for Himalayan restaurants. This was their winner last year. This was their after the fact. Here's the Queens Museum with the before the fact. Don't forget to join us May 12th. And here's the Queen's Chamber again, showing an actual event taking place while they're visiting a business. So these are 3 ways to really maximize Instagram's use of PR for you, if you have things that are actually happening as opposed to products that you are selling. But there's always a way to invent an activity, and we'll see a fun one later. So making use of keywords to attract new business marketing. Here's a client that's doing it really well. B3 Balm, it's a wonderful all-natural skincare, as they state really clearly here, created by a pro hashtag makeup artist, linking to her personal feed, lovingly made in small batches, works beautifully under makeup, link in the bio for our news, and they're using Linktree as well. Gorgeous feed that absolutely says all natural beauty, luxury skincare products, even though they're not luxury prices, but they're things that are going to make you feel good and make your skin feel good. It's an aesthetic experience. And here's an example of a post that's about a kind of PR event as well, where not only are they showing something that they're doing, but they're also thanking 1 million people for it as well, and using keywords in the post as well. So conscious beauty, pop-up, B3 products, creating this stunning showcase for the amazing brands. Okay, not as many keywords as I thought there, but definitely keywords in a lot of their posts, and we definitely get a full branding experience here. So somebody who is looking for skincare that works under makeup is definitely going to find this site, because it's produced in a way that makes it findable for what its key benefits are. So always think about what it is that you do uniquely, what somebody who needs you is searching for, whatever it is. Again, if you're a caterer for weddings, make sure you're findable for somebody searching for wedding, caterer, cake. Put yourself in the mind of your end user who's sitting there at lunchtime scrolling, and think of how it's going to be possible for them to find you. So also networking. Here are examples again from B3 Balm, where they go to great pains to shout out makeup artists who have used their products. They lavish love on makeup artists who have used their products, even if the makeup artist has listed 18 products that went into that particular photo shoot, and only one of them was B3. Very careful to always make a big deal about it, to support their allies, people who are also promoting the business. So what happens is a makeup artist will post with a list of what they've used. B3 will share that, share their posts, thanking them vociferously. So that's a combination of networking, customer care for people who are already buying your products, and finding allies, vendors, and new business. It could very well be that somebody had handed one of these makeup artists the product, but they didn't know where to find others. You never know. So sharing the love in your business with other people in your business, with people that do peripheral work, not your exact work, but even your competitors, even people who are doing the same thing. The CEO of this company is a makeup artist, and these are other makeup artists. Never hurts to share the love. So it's a great way to network by tagging other people. Customer service. We know that Lady Gaga takes care of her little monsters, right? So she's always about that. The hashtag Be There certificate is a resource created by the BTW Foundation and somebody else that helps you learn how to safely and kindly be there for yourself and others. This new free online course is available now in English, French, and Spanish, and she gives the website. So she is sharing value, free value to all of her followers, a benefit, obviously, who doesn't need kindness. She's using her feed to share value to her community, to give back to her community. So the classic formula, for those of you that know classic marketing, pre-internet marketing, is that it costs 5 times more to acquire a new customer than it does to retain an old. Because an old customer, an old client will refer you to other folks and will continue to do business with you. But the amount of time and effort and cost that traditionally was involved in wooing a new customer, developing a new customer, was 5 times what it costs to retain an old one. Now, the internet has skewed that a bit because, as we mentioned in the beginning, this is free, but it is still always a good idea to retain your current clients and your current customers because they will refer you to other people. So be sure when they mention you, you thank them, be sure to shout them out, be sure to offer value. Here's an offer, a 20% offer from Eat Offbeat on Instagram to its followers. So that's value. And here is another makeup artist who uses B3Bomb's products doing a free demonstration of how to use this tool. So that's information that customers can use. They want to see how to use it. Here's a top makeup artist giving them a free demonstration of how to use this. So that's free education. That's a value. That's a great strategy for your current customers. So Instagram basics, breaking news. This makes me so happy I can't even. It is finally possible to post on Instagram from the desktop. I am so excited about this. And I'll tell you why. I think if you are marketing, it's your business, and it's vitally important that you do the absolute best job that you can. And let's face it, typing on a tiny phone with big fingers, there are a million opportunities to make a mistake, to make a spelling error, to get something wrong. You can barely see what you're doing. It takes time to type with 2 thumbs. As a marketer of your business, I think it's tremendous luxury now that we're able to look at it on a large screen, really take a look at your hashtags and your search terms, really see if you phrased it correctly, if you're making any mistakes, make sure you've tagged people appropriately, people that you want to tag on the post, and make sure your picture looks good. So I'm very excited about this, and I hope everybody else is too, because it's not so much for casual users, but for people marketing a business, this gives you much more quality control. So your profile, we've looked at some of these before, but let's just review key elements: a good name, a good handle, a great picture. And if you're an individual, you want an individual picture. This is a travel writer and travel author. So she's got a picture of herself, so you know who you're dealing with, but she's got a great little bio there too: travel addict, hashtag travel writer, author of the travel memoir. She shouts it out, now out, and she tags her publisher, and she's got a link tree. Mustang Takali Kitchen, which is a Queen's restaurant, same thing. They explain their weird name: the best bites from the Mustang district of Nepal. Great branding there since 2008. Since 2008 it gives you a reason to believe they've been here since 2008. They must be good. They give their opening hours. I wish they had a website that they were linking to. Maybe Sherin can handle that. But other than that, great branding. They've got a great logo there and great information. And Eat Offbeat, which we've seen before, really sell the brand here. Discover the best home cooking from around the world, made with love by refugee chefs in New York. Who could resist? Meal boxes in New York, gift snacks shipped nationwide, and a link tree. So you really want an efficient link. I mentioned before that for the next couple of days, a company capitals is going to be for an immediate event, but then it goes right back to the old efficient link. Here's Linktree. This is what I've been touting. There are 1 or 2 other services, other apps like this, but I love Linktree because it's so easy to use. What it is a single link. And when people click it, because the Instagram protocol is link in the bio, link in the bio, link in the bio, but you only get one. So if the link in the bio is to your Linktree, Linktree allows you to set up a virtual tree of all the sites you want to provide links for. So once I've clicked that on Karen's site, or clicked that on B3Bomb, or clicked that on Eat Offbeat, it takes me to a list of as many links as they want to share. So from, we were discussing SEO earlier. This is a SEO hack from Instagram. Now you're linked. Now you're linked to a million places with your Instagram as opposed to just one link. So by all means, check this out if it's appropriate for you. If you've got more than, even if you've only got 3 links, it's still helpful because it sends people to more places. If you want them to go to your website, you want people to check you out on YouTube. If you've got a video and you want people to check out your LinkedIn, bingo, you've got all 3. And it's nice because if you really get into it, like I do, you can decorate it. Look how pretty Karen's is. It's blue and it's got little images from her book cover. B3 has images that represent exactly what you'll find when you get there. So you can do things to decorate it, or you can just use their standard format if that's more efficient for you. But it's a real godsend for SEO from Instagram, and I urge everyone to check it out. There are a couple of others, but I really like Linktree. So connecting. Remember, once again, now that you've got it set up, now we need to build a network. Remember your marketing or business goals. Connect with users you strategically want to make aware of you. So one of the dirty secrets of all these sites, which is the obvious flip side of the algorithm of who it shows to, is who it doesn't show your post to, which is, generally most of your connections. If you have, a lot of people have 2,000 friends on Facebook, we're not seeing all 2,000 of those, which means most of them are not seeing ours either. Same thing on Instagram. If a lot of people are following you or you're following a lot of people, you don't have time to see every single one. So the more less useful connections you have, the more danger there is that those are the ones who are going to randomly be shown your posts. So in the beginning, strategically, you want to be connecting strategically. You don't want to connect with all your old friends who use it every maybe 4 months just because you know them. Delete them. Don't make them part of your algorithmic percentage. Go for people that either need your business, live in your neighborhood and might need your business, are fans of one thing you do without even realizing you exist, or people that you want to be in touch with, that you want to either emulate or get to know, but make it strategic. Because one of the things people used to do, and thank God it's not happening anymore, was buy Facebook connections so they could say we have 10,000 followers on our page. Mostly they were fake accounts, which meant when you were posting, fake accounts were seeing your post, not real people. So really connect strategically with people that you think will support your business goals. This is not for your personal account, but if you're using it for business, make it count. Don't follow, and very important, don't follow dozens of accounts hoping to be followed back. That's a newbie mistake a lot of people make. And in fact, if you're following way more people than are following you right now, unfollow them all. My trick is to take a screenshot of the people I'm unfollowing so I can check back in later and follow them later. But you don't want to be seen as someone with 89 followers who's following 10,000 people. That it makes it look like you're not serious, that nobody likes you, that your business is not successful. So take it slowly. And here's how I do it. First, like a target's post. Do it a couple of times. Let's say you want to connect. Let's say you're a baker and you want to connect with a restaurant in your field because you might want to supply them with baked goods for their desserts. Start liking their posts. Start making fun comments on their posts. Share one of their posts. Seem like a good ally to them and turn up in their notifications at least 5 times is my personal formula. And then on the 6th time, like, comment, and follow, or share, like, and follow. But make some fireworks in their notifications so that they notice you. Because for most of us, 1 million people follow us and then they drop away if you don't follow back, or some of them are fake. So I know I don't pay a whole lot of attention to who's just followed me on a lot of these accounts unless they connect with me, unless they like something or they make a fun comment. So do that. Follow people actively by first being someone who's enthusiastic about their feed, and then follow them. And that way they'll have gotten enough notifications about your business to know you're real. I would also, use competitors lists to see who they're following and engaging with. You do a lot of great research that way, and this is public, so all's fair in business war. It's not, you're not plagiarizing, you're just doing research with something that's publicly available. So you want to start building a network that really works for your short-term, immediate, and long-term goals. So there is a lot of competition, as we know. How is it? 2 billion people on Instagram. So, and people are posting adorable dogs. They're posting great looking shoes. Beyonce's on there. There are people giving you really great advice about your business. That's our favorite, Gary Vee. And people are just posting great looking pictures that are just fun to look at. And Andrew Cuomo, back in the day when he was still governor, was posting very important information about the coronavirus. So people followed him avidly back then because he was a source of really valuable information. So how are you going to stand out? How are you going to attract attention in this crowded, busy, gorgeous space? So remember when I said at the very beginning, how did you use Instagram today? Think about how your audience uses Instagram. These are the primary ways that these are the primary reasons people go on when they have their lunch, they pull out their phone and they start flipping through Instagram. To see their friends, number one, humans want to see their friends. 2, to see something funny. 3, to see something cute. 4, to see something cool or awesome or amazing. 5, to see something interesting, learn something new, something they can use. And finally, to see something beautiful, just look at pretty stuff. These are why people are using Instagram. So the value you contribute strategically should take into account that these are ultimately the end user's reasons for being there. What can you offer that's going to be a valued or a welcome part of this world? So it's important, and I see it, we're running a little late on time, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit, but please stay if you can. I'll keep going. The key is to have a content marketing strategy, and you want to decide who you want to reach, who your target customer audience is, then figure out what kind of content best speaks to them. I'm going to add an S before I send this to you. Engaging, helpful, informing, entertaining, uplifting, and this is where your research into what's working for other people will help. It can be your own original content, it could be photos, it could be videos, or you can share someone else's that's on target and on brand. It doesn't matter as long as it's stuff that's going to resonate with your audience. And here's an example of the Mayor's Office for Immigrant Affairs showing information that clearly resonates with the people who follow their feed. Think like a reporter, mentioned this before. Who, what, where, when, why. Who are you trying to reach? What do you have for them and what would you like them to do? Here it's for people who like donuts and pastries and Boutique wants them to buy them. Where does your target spend their time online? If they're on Instagram, you're in the right place. When is the best time to reach them? Generally the statistic is 11, but check out what time your competitors are getting their responses. And why would they respond to what you're posting or offering? A little anecdote, maybe some of you have heard this before if you've heard my other webinars, but when I was consulting with Party City, one of the fun things we did was at the beginning of every month, I'd post a balloon, one of their balloons, and write, who has an April birthday? That was it. That's what I would post. We got 1 million responses because everybody wanted to shout out their friends with the birthday or get said happy birthday to. So, that was very popular, obviously. We'd like to say happy birthday to you. Why would someone respond to what you want to post? What is the value there? Think of something. And if there isn't, think of a way to offer it peripherally with something that is of value to them. I jumped ahead of myself. The best social strategy is always to add value. Here's JJ Johnson, fabulous chef. He's got a place in Long Island City now, also Harlem and Midtown. Free, he just shows you how he cooks stuff. He's a phenomenal chef and he gives it away for free. This is Lewis Miller, fantastic florist, always making these beautiful, beautiful floral displays that he just plants around New York City. Here's a perfect example of it. So it's fun to look at the picture and it's wonderful to see flowers, obviously. Here's a New York City Department of Youth and Community Development with a summer youth employment program that's obviously news of value to parents and to kids. And here's, I think this is PS1. Yeah, it's PS1, just offering beautiful pictures of the art that's there. Just a pleasure to look at. So these are things that people are going to welcome in their Instagram feed. So think about what you can offer that people are going to want to follow. Celebrating people is always a good idea. Here's the company Capital celebrating its clients. These are 2 people who are going to be honored Monday. For the annual awards, and at Christmas time last year, holiday time, we featured all of clients past and present products to give them a little shout out and send people their way. Always a winning formula to be generous to other people. So The question of stories. Should you be using stories? They exist both daily and archival. It depends. It depends on what resonates for your clients and potential clients. The same thing with should you be using video or a carousel? Trial and error. There is no hard fast rule. If you don't have beautiful content, there's no reason leaving it on archivally. If it's not useful to someone, if it's not a how-to, why would you leave it there as an archival story? And if you're just going to show the same pictures that you show on your regular feed, why would you post them as a daily story? There has to be a good reason. Personally, I find a lot of the stories are random and annoying, and I tend not to look at them. So check out, oh, but breaking, and this is coming up later too, now you can like them, which is good. So check out, if this is always trial and error, what resonates for your clients and potential clients. Are they looking at stories? Are they looking at your stories? If you try it, nobody's looking at them, move away. Find something that people do like. Which posts get the best engagement responses? What helps build your network? And what helps you get closer always to those goals? So Estee Lauder, for instance, uses archival stories in a really obvious way. How to makeup, it's like a catalog for them. They have a million products. You can check them all out here. And here's a woman who lives in Italy who's a food writer, and she does a very nice job too, because as she visits areas and cooks the food of various areas, she makes an archival story there so you can check them out. So yes, that's effective and that works for her. But don't feel compelled to use those features unless you've got a strong offering there and you've got videos that you can show. Same thing for the videos in ITV. If you've got videos that sell your business, again, I was talking to the owner of a translation business who's joined us for this webinar just before we started. If you've got great pitches from your various people in various languages about what they provide, that's a good use of video and possibly a good use of these archived stories. But think about if you've got the material that's going to work for you. So they're just regular stories. And this is the big news here. I just noticed this for the first time today. They're rolling it out. You can actually like a story, which, thank you, Instagram. How long did that take? And here's an example of all the stories that when a company capital logs on, there's a whole parade of these things. And you have to figure out if you're going to get lost in the noise as well. Because if you're going to get lost in the noise, it's not worth your time to take the extra time to create a story. You're better off just creating a really compelling post that people are going to click through. So again, this is all trial and error. There are people who say, oh, you got to do video. You only do video if you can create quality video that sells your business, that drives people toward a short-term or a long-term or an immediate goal. If not, there's no need to do video. Carousels do better. Find a fun carousel. So again, most importantly, take note of what's working best for you. So this one got, where'd it go? This one, oh, sorry about that. This one got 600 likes, and you know why? Because Dua Lipa stopped by the Arepa lady. So if that happens, obviously that's going to be what works best for you. Does everybody know she's got a great food truck in Queens? Obviously an opportunity like that is going to resonate. Doesn't matter if it's a video, picture, an archival. If you've got Dua Lipa, go for it, whatever. But aside from that, what resonates for your clients, what your clients are responding to, not what people are responding to on somebody else's who's in a different field. What gets the best engagement and responses from your post, what helps build a relevant network, and what gets you closer to your goals. Here's what worked best for the mayor. He got 4,593 views of this video. He shoveled snow. Like with any social media platform, it's important to remember this is not just pixels moving through space. These are messaging that you're actually sending to an end user who's a human being like you. You're not interacting with robots. You're not interacting with accounts. You're reacting to another human being on the other side of the account. So always keep that in mind and use language that you would only use in real life. Use manners that you would use in real life. Be kind to people, be gracious, be general, be nice, but also address your particular demographic. So again, if you're talking to moms, talk to moms the way you talk to moms in real life. If you have a younger demographic, then yeah, you can go for words that the younger demographic uses, but if you've got an older demographic, not so much. So remember, there are people on the other end. Every audience is different, has different schedules, tastes, and habits. So once again, can't stress this enough, use trial and error to help it work for you.